You know what's funny? Every Independence Day, every 4th of July, pretty much since once I started my channel, I've always been like, I should review Independence Day, but that's always a movie weekend and there's movies coming out, and then I'm like, all right, now I just want to relax. So this is the time. This is the year, folks. ID4, welcome to Earth. So Independence Day came out the summer of 1996. This movie was huge. Massive is the word. At the time, this movie crushed. The trailer was really simple. All it really was alien ships are coming. Boom, White House down. We were all like, I'm watching that. In fact, this was the movie when Phantom Menace was coming out. I was like, wait, Independence Day happened. I know you got to get to this movie theater early and buy your tickets in advance, because if you don't, you just get there late or on time, which I guess is late because you're stuck in the front row like watching the movie like that and shit. Like I did with Independence Day. Luckily, I watched Independence Day 3 more times in theaters. I'm just saying, it taught me things. I mean, at this time in the 90s, this was the height of just where everyone was interested in extraterrestrials, encounters, the hidden truth, sightings. The truth is out there. Yeah, we all loved this movie, but all right, so the plot is... The plot is what I already said. The plot was the teaser trailer. Aliens are coming. They're slowing down, sir. Boom. But also Will Smith. That's right. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This put Will Smith on the map as an action star, like a superstar. I know Bad Boys had already come out, but when you're a smooth-ass cop in a cop action movie, that's one thing. That's that vibe. When you're a Marine pilot taking on aliens, that's something completely different. You're a superstar now if you pull this off, and yeah, he totally did. And the first act of this movie is amazing setup. The ships are coming. They're fiery from coming through the atmosphere, and they break through. That music cues up. It's all the right steps taken to just build tension, because, I mean, we know how it's gonna go down. We saw the trailer. They don't know how it's gonna go down. It's actually, people are excited. People are scared. There was obviously going to be an attack. I mean, how did that catch anyone off guard in this movie? Just based on where the alien ships are located in America alone, just hovering there. Washington, D.C., the country's leadership. New York, Wall Street, World Trade Center, UN, Hollywood. Voice of people who hypnotize the country into thinking the world operates how they see it? Yeah, the hypnotists of America. Point is, there's a coordinated attack right there. Obviously gonna happen. I laughed my ass off in this movie at that newscast. It's like, do not shoot guns at the alien ships. You may ignite a galactic war, which they would have to do. You'd have to say that because you know someone's going to. Good job. All right, now let's send up a helicopter and flash lights at the aliens, which also might set off a galactic war. That's actually in my headcanon, that's what happened. The whole countdown that Jeff Goldblum finds, no, that's the countdown to the surprise party that we weren't supposed to know about. All the aliens are like, all right, guys, when it strikes zero, we all jump out of the ship and yell, surprise, you're part of the Galactic Council now. We'll all meet up at the Citadel. It's gonna be great. Then we had to fuck it up by sending up a helicopter that gave off the universal visual signal for we, the life forms of this planet, declare war on you, the visitors. Aliens are like, it breaks our heart, but I guess we're at war with the humans now. Serves us right for trying to be nice. Regardless of how it sparked that destruction, that was second to none. No disaster or citywide destruction in the history of any movie was as grand as this. This was crazy and it didn't stop. It was like a slow peel of a Band-Aid. Also, this was the first movie I was in where people actively cheered at things. When Will Smith came on screen, everyone cheered. When Will Smith cracked a joke and talked some shit, people cheered. When the dog jumped and just missed the fiery blast, people cheered. No one cheered for anyone else surviving except the dog, because they know the math. You remember math. It's true. That's universal right there. But right when this movie started out, there was actually more humor than I initially thought there would be, which works. It completely works. Because if it didn't have that humor and the only element of humor was Will Smith, it might have felt out of place. Now Will Smith works in this movie and also brings that Will Smith flair to the character, and he just injects it in every scene he's in. And I mean, long story short, you can't have this movie take itself too seriously. It's about aliens who come to Earth and they blow us up and then we blow them up. Also recycle. It has like humor, action, horror movie segment, which is always rough when Bill Pullman's all talking to the alien. There's that strobe light effect. So it always hurts my eye. I'm not even gonna play the clip here because it's like I don't want to hurt your eyes. Like if I show that scene in here, I feel like I have to give some seizure disclaimer like, hey, there's flashing images in this review, beware. If you really look at it, Jeff Goldblum's character David, I'm not gonna say he's a psycho, but you know, projecting his insecurities, yeah. He's still wearing his wedding ring after 3 years of being divorced from his now ex-wife. He punched a guy thinking she was cheating on him with this other guy when she wasn't. Who ends up giving one of the greatest movie speeches of all time, I'm just saying.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
He didn't support her and her career ambitions. He's like, no, me being a cable guy, that's enough. That should be enough for you too. It's just kind of weird. This movie has a couple things like that where I was like, well, I guess, yeah, this 90s. Captain Stephen Hiller, Will Smith's character, is dating a stripper. It's like, oh, whoa, you'll never get to fly the space shuttle if you're marrying a stripper. I'm like, what the fuck does that shit matter? I don't know. But back then, it was completely logical. Like, yeah, yeah, he'll never get to fly that. Times change, perspective change, perception changes. And if we're talking about times changing, this movie is all about the left and the right coming together to save humanity. That's right, the go green or go home super leftists and the guns out right wingers come together to save humanity. The 90s, my friends. Funny thing, David, Jeff Goldblum's character, his dad has a whole monologue like, don't get me unprepared. You've known about this for a while. You did nothing. What would doing something look like? I'm just saying. Just saying. Now, tinfoil hat, what does he know? But the setup is great. When they kick our ass, it's epic. When we kick their ass, it's exciting. The middle part starts to reach that, all right, we need to fill it in. But I remember watching the movie like, oh yeah, it can't just be destruction all the time. What's the movie actually about? It's also 2.5 hours long. It's gonna fill it in with something. In the end, it's the movie trying to move everyone together so we can make our big last stand. The whole Randy Quaid thing and his family, it drags on for so long and then it's finally relevant at the end. So I guess there's payoff there, but that's where I'm like, whoa, this is dragging. Then the Area 51 thing, this movie is actually what got me so like, I don't want spoilers. It got me so spoiler conscious because I watched this thing on Fox. It was like, oh, Independence Day. And I was like, well, it's not like they're going to spoil the movie or anything. And in this special on TV before the movie came out, interviews with Brent Spiner and they talk about Area 51 and I was like, what? I didn't know they were going to Area 51. I felt like a whole segment of the movie was spoiled for me, so I knew it was coming before it actually happened. Regardless, the second act is where it starts having a lull, and then the third act is when you have to take all the leaps. Because it's a virus, it's a computer virus. That's how the world gets saved. Jeff Goldblum uploads a computer virus into the mothership and it filters down to the other ships, and then that's how we get to take them out, because the shields, they deactivate. That was the thing where if you start thinking about it, even back then, you're like, I just can't, I can't do that. I can't deconstruct the movie. I'm just supposed to enjoy the mayhem as it's happening. You're telling me Microsoft and Apple products are less compatible than a PC and alien tech. I mean, it is Apple we're talking about. They locked that shit down. Also, Will Smith gets to fly this ship that looks like it's built for humans. I mean, when he one punch, all right, that's badass, by the way. He just punches this alien in its biomechanical suit face and knocks the alien out with the punch by punching its suit face, not his actual face. Still knocks it out. I mean, the one-punch machine gun Mickey from Snatch couldn't have pulled that shit off, but yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air will. Fuck you, alien.
Welcome to Earth.
But still, I'm glad he gets to go up into space because it's been his dream. But you look at that cockpit and you're like, yeah, that wasn't made for aliens. I would imagine like the steering device would be these holes that like 3 people have to put their hands in and steer the thing. It's like, no, just steer it. About as logical as a super virus getting uploaded to the main computer. You get it, man. You got to take leaps in this last act. But this is an epic movie. It was an instant classic. It crushed in the box office, and now it's like every 4th of July. I think of it. I have to watch it. Thus I do. It's usually on TV somehow in some capacity, or some streaming service has it, or you own 3 different copies of it, because let's just be real. It's not flawless, sure, but some of those visual effects, like this was the first movie I was like, wait, you're telling me the jets aren't real? What are you talking about? Like, that was CGI. It's destruction, it's mayhem. Some of the pacing starts slowing down in the second act. But regardless, if you can just sit back and enjoy this movie, you'll enjoy the cast, the characters, the humor, the fun. It's like, put it on, enjoy your barbecue. It's a movie that knows what it is, it owns it, and that's all I can ask for. Because it's worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the initial scene's even kind of brilliant. You see the footprints on the moon of the first people who walked on the moon, and those footprints just get shaken away. They just get erased. The footprints of humanity at the height of their exploration and imagination just erased by these aliens. It's just really fitting. And that's the nuance I love. That's the thing about these 90s movies, you know, they were fun, they were cheese, but they had nuance. And as the 4th of July Independence Day is upon us, please be safe out there. Just don't do anything stupid. Safety first in all forms. Alright, so Independence Day, have you seen it? What did you think about it? I don't know a lot of people who haven't seen this movie, but it's possible. But whatever you think of it, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.